New cars, Dodge, an American Revolution. By Bud Light, the less filling light beer with the first name in taste. And by Holiday Inn Hotels. Holiday Inn is a better place to be.
Welcome to Cleveland Stadium, Cleveland, Ohio. The Browns against the Patriots. Hi, everyone. I'm Todd Donahoe, along with Reggie Rucker. Reggie, we know we're going to see a good defense today because the Browns are ranked #1 in the AFC in defense.
Todd, it should be an exciting contest. The explosive, quick strike quality of the New England Patriots versus the bump and run style of Dixon and Municipal, the Browns cornerback.
Well, the Patriots are quick strike because they've got a quarterback who has definitely arrived in the NFL, Tony Eason.
An emerging young star, Tony Eason, very mobile and very intelligent passer. Here he hits the speedster from Tennessee, Stanley Morgan, just back from a hamstring injury.
On the other side, though, the Browns quarterback, Paul McDonald, sacked 11 times last week against Kansas City.
Paul McDonald, criticized heavily by the implacable Cleveland media, does not recognize very well, has not been given outstanding pass protection by his offensive people nor his offensive backs. Now watch, number 94, Ken McAllister, shows McDonald no respect right there.
He has been criticized because he hasn't been a fiery leader on the field. Does a quarterback have to be a fiery leader?
Well, I played with Plunkett at New England. He was a quiet type. I played with Seif at Cleveland. He was a you get that block kind of a guy. McDonald has not had enough time. We'll have to wait and see.
Weather conditions, it rained this morning, a 90% chance of rain during the afternoon. How does that affect the New England quick strike force?
Well, we'll have to talk about that as we go along, Todd, but more importantly, it affects the place kickers in this ball game. I talked with Tony Franklin, and he said, the field is wet. I'm a barefooted kicker. It gives me problems. On the other hand, there's Sam Rutigliano. On the other hand, Matt Barr says, hey, this is as good as it's going to get here in Cleveland this time of the year. There's Ron Meyer from Westerville, Ohio. That's just outside of Columbus, Todd, down around your territory.
Just down the road from Cleveland a little bit here, so kind of a homecoming for Ron Meyer. And we're ready to play football. Steve Cox will kick it off for the Browns. And deep for the Patriots. In the middle, that's John Williams, number 44. Williams about 4 yards deep, and he'll take it out. And he only brings it back to the 17-yard line. Tackle on the play by Ernest Biner.
There's a flag on the play, Todd.
Illegal use of the hand, so that will back the Patriots up even more. And there you see their quarterback, Tony Eason, coming out.
Illegal block in the back, number 54 during the run back. Half the distance to the goal line on the 7, first down.
The Patriots offensive back, Eason with the big week last week. Mosi Tatupu in place of Tony Collins, and then the quick strike men, Stephen Starring, Stanley Morgan. And that big offensive line anchored by John Hanna. First and 10, ball at the 7. Up the middle, grinding it out about 5 yards. Clay Matthews on the tackle, along with Eddie Johnson. It'll be a pickup of about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Let's take a look at that Browns defense, #1 in the AFC. The defensive front, Bob Golick in the middle. The linebackers, well, just about as good as you can get.
None better.
And the defensive backs, you mentioned Frank Minifield and Hanford Dixon, a couple of guys who can play the bump and run on the corner. Eaton's back to pass. Starring over his head.
Stephen Starring, number 81. Very talented young receiver from McNeese State. 4'3" in the 40. Very acrobatic type of player.
We talked about those defensive backs for the Cleveland Browns. Again, Reggie, you like the corners. Minifield and Dixon.
Minifield and Dixon play bump and run. They go with you wherever you go. If you go to the men's restroom, they'll probably go there with you.
And Don Rogers, the #1 draft choice, keep your eyes on him. He's 2nd on the team in tackles. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. And Eason overshoots Irving Pryor, and that will bring up a punting situation.
Irving Fryer, #1 pick in the draft. Outstanding speed from Nebraska. It's a game-breaking type of player. Here's number 80 coming in motion. There's Dixon blitzing behind Fryer. He's wide open. No one takes Fryer. Eason throws the ball a little bit hurriedly, and that's due to the Browns' pressure up front.
So it's 4th down, 5 yards to go. Dwight Walker is deep for the Browns. Luke Prestridge, the punter.
Prestridge has never had a punt blocked. He gets rid of it very quickly.
Walker fair catches the ball at the 50-yard line. And that's where the Cleveland Browns will put the ball in play. 38-yard punt for Prestridge. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Cleveland Browns and the National Football League is prohibited, and right away, the Boo Birds are out for Paul McDonald.
Well, you haven't arrived in this league as a quarterback unless someone boos you.
That's Boyce Green. And Boyce Green running hard for about 6 yards. Kenneth Sims on the tackle. Paul McDonald sacked 11 times last week by the Chiefs. There's your offensive backfield and receivers for the Browns. Again, a one-back offense. Boyce Green, Ozzie Newsome, of course, the wide receiver to watch, and the offensive line that has to do the job to protect Paul McDonald. And McDonald is back to pass. He's got a little bit of protection, and there's Ozzie Newsome.
That's what the Browns will be trying to do today to keep the pressure off of McDonald. Run the ball inside and then throw the short, quick passes. There it is, Paul McDonald. Watch his eyes. Let's see if he's reading what's happening. Yes, he is. He sees everything very clearly, gets rid of the ball quickly. That's what you have to do to move the football consistently.
It's a 1st down for the Browns. 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line. Boyce Green left side, and Boyce Green running hard to the 35-yard line. Don Blackman and Larry McGrew in on the tackle.
Boyce Green is playing in place of the injured. We take a look at the Patriots defensive line. Ken Sims, #1 pick in the draft a few years ago.
And then their linebackers aren't too many steps behind the Browns, if any at all.
The Patriots consider their linebackers the strength of the ball club.
Watch Andre Tippett and also watch Ronnie Lippett, because they just might pick on Lippett.
Ray Claiborne, All-Pro a year ago. Lippett has been receiving most of the action.
2nd and 7. McDonald to Newsome, flags on the play. Newsome tackled at the 30-yard line. Roland James on the coverage.
The Browns, first off, are doing a nice job of protecting McDonald, but apparently they're using some rather devious means to get the job done.
Like using your hands.
Here's Newsome running what he does best, the option route. There it is, right there. Good catch. Brace for the hit. All for naught.
Holding on the Browns, and that'll back them up to the 46-yard line.
I was just getting ready to mention, or I mentioned earlier, Todd, that Mike Pruitt is out of today's ball game. He has a full calf muscle. Boyce Green will receive the action.
2-back offense now. Ernest Piner in the backfield with Boyce Green. McDonald has time. Gets the ball out to Dwight Walker. Is it an incomplete pass or a fumble? Ronnie Lippett on the coverage.
Dwight Walker played last week after missing 4 weeks after being involved in an automobile accident. Good hands, catches the ball right there. Now put it away and protect the ball. There's the stripping action by Claiborne, All-Pro.
And it was a fumble and recovered by the Browns.
Walker dropped a couple of passes a week ago and fumbled another, so he is still a bit rusty, Todd.
3rd and 16. And the only back in the backfield is Dwight Walker, a wide receiver, so obviously anticipate pass to the Browns, and that's what McDonald's doing. And overshoots Walker, and another flag on the play.
Well, 47% of his passes completed. Paul has a 48 ranking.
Offense, holding, penalty refused, fourth down.
Doug Deacon holding. It's refused, and it's a fourth down situation and a punting situation.
We mentioned the rating by McDonald, 48.4, which is last in the American Football Conference, but it's not entirely his fault. Everyone is involved. The offensive line, the backs, and the receivers.
Steve Cox will punt for the Browns, and deep for the Patriots, Irving Fryer. High punt. Fryer will fair catch it at the 11-yard line. So a 35-yard punt for Steve Cox. And the Patriots will put the ball in play at their own 11-yard line when we come back. Tampa Bay.
22 yards. He's 44 yards behind Jim Brown's record.
Eason hands the ball up the middle to Mosi Tatupu. Gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Reggie, let's talk about the one-back offense now. Both teams more or less using a one-back offense today.
The one-back offense, I talked to Ron Meyer before the ball game, and he said, look, I can get 4 speed people right at the proximity of the line of scrimmage, get them into the secondary quickly. It gives me more pressure on the defense vertically and horizontally.
Mosi Tatupu, that lone back. Eason passes the ball complete to Derek Ramsey. First down for the Patriots.
And the other part of that one-back attack is that I get this guy, number 88, Derek Ramsey, into the ball game. An outstanding talent, 6'5", 240 pounds, can run, can catch. When you have a guy like Derek Ramsey and a Lynn Dawson who plays tight end, you want to get that talent into the ball game.
First down for the Patriots, 25-yard line. That's Ramsey in motion, and that's Tatupu up the middle, a gain of 3. Tackle by Eddie Johnson.
Todd, we should mention that the all-pro running back, Tony Collins, is not starting. That's because Mosi Tatupu runs very well tackle to tackle. Meyer says, look, Collins has been dancing in the hole. He's not giving me the productivity. I don't care if he is an all-pro. I want somebody who's doing it for me right now.
Well, in the one-back offense, too, is it easier for that back to hit up the middle and pass to the outside?
It's easier if you've got Hannah and Holloway blocking in front of you.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Eason has time, complete again to Derek Ramsey, and another first down for the Patriots. Cousineau on the tackle.
Well, that's what Ramsey does so well. He picks the spot. Take a look at it from behind the offense. You'll see the very big offensive line of the New England Patriots. They average 280 pounds. No one is near Tony Eason. He can pick and choose, and he chooses Ramsey.
First and 10, Patriots. That's Tatupu for about 3 or 4. Eddie Johnson again in on the tackle along with Al Gross.
If you're going to defeat this outstanding defensive talent of the Cleveland Browns, you're going to need outstanding play in your offensive line. Hannah, some call the greatest offensive lineman who's ever played the game. Holloway, 6'7", 285 pounds. Tremendous thrust in their offensive line.
Second down, 6 yards to go for the Patriots. Eason the pass again, the blitz is on, and Tatupu drops the football. Chip Banks on the coverage. And Walter Payton and the Chicago Bears, thanks to a Bob Thomas 48-yard field goal, 3-0 over the Saints. How about disadvantages of that one-back offense? Anyone who's ever played high school football, when you read run, you've got 1 of 2 backs who was going to carry the football. This way, there's no guesswork. You know who's going to get the football.
Well, and in the passing game, too, Todd, you have problems scanning, looking for blitzes, picking up people. You have to protect your quarterback.
Third down, 6 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Eason gets rid of it. Watch the flag. Here's the flag. Ball was intended for Fryer.
I thought they'd call it, Todd, because there was some contact made. Let's listen for Gene Bart.
Interference, defense, number 20, first down.
Don Rogers coming over the top.
Rogers, the number 1 draft choice from UCLA. The intimidator, the big guy in the middle. There he is in the middle of your screen, looking for Fryer. Fryer here, foot depth, doesn't catch the ball, and Rogers catches Fryer.
And so another first down for the New England Patriots, and they are in Cleveland Browns territory at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
If you're Don Rogers, you want to make that play right there because you want Fryer to know that you're there the rest of the ball game.
They're going deep to Starring. Overthrow. Frank Minifield, again, 1 for 1.
That's what we call progression expression, Todd.
All right. How about the Rucker Dictionary? Let's bring it out. Progression expression.
Yeah, Minifield, who has great speed, matched one-on-one with Stephen Starring, and it's just a fake of an inside route, which Starring had been running, and now he goes deep off of that pattern. That's the progression expression we talk about.
A series of plays setting up a play.
Exactly.
Tony Collins now in the backfield for New England, and that is Collins' left side. And he lunges ahead for a couple of yards. And for Dixon on the tackle.
That's why Starring lost his position. Dancing in the hole. You don't need that. Get into the hole. Get to positive yardage. Get upfield. They have so much explosiveness in their offense. They don't need people running around in the backfield. They need straight up the field running.
7 minutes to go in the first quarter as Ron Meyer looks on. Scoreless in Cleveland between the Browns and the Patriots. Third down, 7 yards to go. 5 defensive backs in the game for the Browns. The ball is caught by Fryer. And it's a first down for the Patriots. Bob Golick putting on a lot of pressure on Eason that time, but Tony got rid of the football.
Golick did have a lot of pressure on Eason, but that's the trademark of Eason. He gets rid of the ball very quickly.
Denver leading Detroit. Sammy Winder, a 1-yard touchdown run for the Broncos. Nick Lowry, a 31-yard field goal. Kansas City on top of the Jets. Washington leading Indianapolis. Joe Theismann, Art Monk, 10-yard touchdown pass. Mosi Tatupu back in the football game. For the Patriots, as Tatupu gets the ball right side, can't turn the corner. No gain. Don Rogers at the tackle.
Come out, come out.
We'll call it a gain of about 1.
When you run outside against the Cleveland Browns, you're asking for trouble. The Browns linebackers, they're none better in football. This is what they do best. They run down people. Look at Banks, 56. Cousineau, 50, making the tackle. You can't run outside on the Cleveland Browns.
Tatupu now 5 carries for 19 yards. Second down and a long 8 to go. And that's Tatupu. And for Dixon coming up to make the tackle.
Mosi Tatupu, he has become a folk hero in New England. He's got a legion of fans called Mosi Mooses. How do you like that? Mosi's Mooses.
I like Moses Mooses, but I think New England better come up with a nickname for that offensive line of theirs, too. They got some big guys up there, 6'4 and a half.
Where's the beef?
280, that's what they average. If Washington's got the Hogs, the Patriots certainly can't be far behind with the Hogettes, maybe.
Talented quintet.
Of course, the Browns defense known as the Dogs, so it's 3rd and 4 on the 27-yard line. And we've got to reverse that Irving Fryer, and Fryer will not get the first down. Bob Golick on the tackle. say the football was down, I believe. Yes, they will.
Once again, we just finished telling you that you can't run outside on the Cleveland Browns. They have outstanding pursuits to the ball. There's Fryer, who's known for his great speed. Golick, 270 pounds, tackles in the backfield.
And now here comes Tony Franklin in to attempt a 45-yard field goal. And you said that Tony Franklin doesn't like the footing.
He doesn't. He says, if the ground is wet, I have problems slipping.
He doesn't slip. He's got the distance. And it's there. A 45-yard field goal by Tony Franklin puts the Patriots on top 3-0. 4 minutes, 1 second to go here in the first quarter in Cleveland. Franklin's longest field goal of the season, 45 yards.
That type of kick will give him great confidence the rest of the afternoon, even though the conditions may get wet as we go along.
Ernest Feiner and Bruce Davis deep for the Browns. And that football is going to stay in bounds, and Ernest Feiner tackled at the 5-yard line, and a disastrous way to start a drive for the Browns. And we'll be back after this and see what the Browns can do with the football.
You're a kick runner in the National Football League. Field everything in front of you. This is a mistake. Do not let that ball bounce. Catch the ball. If you're a kick runner, you want to run the football anyway. Catch the ball and get some positive yardage.
So now Paul McDonald and the Browns are in a deep hole, 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line. 95 yards to go. And Boyce Green's feet are in the end zone. Malone back for the Browns. Now we're going to have a flag on that play, I do believe. Either that or somebody got off with a quick start on that left side of the Cleveland Browns line. Larry McGrew in on the tackle. Let's go to New York City now. NFL 84 update. And here in Cleveland, New England leads the Browns 3-0. 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Pass complete to Ozzie Newsome, out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Check that, 26-yard line.
I want to show you what the talent of Paul McDonald can do if given the opportunity to throw. Now, they protect for him very well, and he throws. When he can throw, he's as accurate as anybody playing football. Look at that throw to Ozzie Newsome. Newsome gets 2 feet in bounds. Big play for the Cleveland Browns.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Browns as they get out of that hole from their 5-yard line. That was a big play. Now Paul McDonald and company has some operating room. Boyce Green got nowhere to go. Don Blackman, number 55, just standing in his way. Larry McGrew also went on that pile.
The Patriots are a swarming, hard-hitting, fast-pursuing defensive outfit. They get a lot of recognition because of their offensive explosiveness, but you have to give Dick Steinberg a lot of credit, who is their director of player personnel. Denver 14-0 over Detroit in the first quarter.
Yeah, Sandy Winder, a touchdown run. Rulon Jones with a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Buffalo leads Philadelphia 7-0. Maybe the Bills will make it win number 1 on the season. McDonald back to pass again on 2nd and 10. Ozzie Newsome again on the catch. He'll pick up about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down, 5 yards to go.
Even though this is a predominantly passing football team, it's a conservative approach because the Browns want to protect Paul McDonald. So they're utilizing the short, quick pass and the inside running ability of Boyce Green.
3rd down, 5 yards to go for the Browns. They need to pick this one up to keep the drive alive.
Look for Newsome.
Going deep to Duriel Harris.
In all the years that Brian Sight played for it back and is in the seam. That takes an outstanding throwing arm to make that type of play.
A 34-yard pickup for Duriel Harris and the Cleveland Browns. And Paul McDonald's looking pretty good to this point. This has got to be a real confidence booster for him. 11 sacks last week. McDonald wants to pass again. He's got Harris again. And Duriel scampers for the first down.
Well, Paul McDonald to Duriel Harris has the fans here at Cleveland Stadium cheering about something exciting for a change. Watch him now. He's getting ready to go back to his old habits, but no, he gets rid of the ball to Duriel Harris, and Harris, who was maligned for dropping a touchdown pass a week ago, has now made 2 big plays in a row.
Paul McDonald now 6 of 7 for 75 yards. That's improvement over last week against Kansas City. That's Boyce Green, left side of the 20-yard line, and now we're going to be in that new side as we're at the end of the first quarter.
That's a portion of the field, Todd, that I used to hate getting into. The sod is soft and soggy, and it's very difficult to gain any kind of traction. New England 3, Cleveland nothing.
For the second quarter, now the Browns are going to be starting to come into some loose turf where the warning track normally is for baseball setup. They've got loose turf down there. What kind of cleats do you use?
Well, this is the cleat that you'd use ordinarily on a dry track. Now, this is the cleat that you'd use on a field such as this one today, where the sod is loose and you may get some rain. It's considerably longer, and it helps grip better. There you see the fellas repairing the sod down there, and you need the long cleats today.
And again, when we move in closer to around the 5-yard line, you'll see the strip of grass that is covering what is normally the warning track when the Indians play baseball here. Second down, 8 yards to go. Look out, Paul McDonald. He scrambles, gets the ball to Tim Straka. Straka to the 6.
Tim Straka just recently activated because Harry Hope, the other tight end, is out with an injury. Makes a big play here, but the key to that play was McDonald's elusiveness. He said 1 week ago, hey, I can't become mobile in a week. Well, apparently he did.
What a turnaround for Paul McDonald. A disastrous week last week against Kansas City. This week he's 7 for 8 so far, and he's got the Browns moving. And don't forget, this drive started at their own 5-yard line.
My, oh my.
Boyce Green to about the 5-yard line. Steve Nelson in on the tackle.
The Cleveland attack, once it gets down into the scoring territory, down inside the 10, has had problems scoring via the run because their offensive line personnel are basically pass blockers, Todd. They do not run block as well as they would like to. So I think if they're going to get into the end zone here, it will be through some type of short pass.
And as you can see, the Patriots aren't exactly easy to run against. Getting down close to the goal line. Boyce Green on the draw, gets inside the 5 to the 2. It'll be third down and 2 yards for a touchdown.
They might miss Mike Pruitt in this area. Pruitt, who is 230 pounds and is a bull of a runner inside the 5-yard line, will not play today because of an injury, and Boyce Green, who is a lighter running back, will have some trouble moving these big people down in this area.
Speaking of injuries, Miami at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh quarterback Woodley out with a slight concussion. Malone is now in at quarterback for the Steelers. That's an important game that both the Patriots and the Browns will be watching this afternoon, and we'll watch it for you. Flag down, Duriel Harris, touchdown. Let's see what the flag is about. Illegal procedure against the Browns.
Illegal motion number 66. He was not set in time.
That's Ted Peterson.
Ted Peterson acquired on waivers from the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the left side of your screen, sets the illegal procedure. Here's Duriel Harris, in some measure atoning for the touchdown catch that he missed a week ago. Too bad, Duriel. You'll have to do it again.
Third down, 7 yards to go for a Browns touchdown. He rifled it in there.
Incomplete is not the word. Did he ever drop a fine pass from Paul McDonald? Look at it from behind the offense once again. McDonald reading as he drops, sets up excellently. Watch the throw. Beautiful tight spiral right in the hands of Tim Sprackett.
I think it got there a little too quick for Sprackett. He wasn't ready for the football. Whatever the case, it will bring on Matt Barr for a 25-yard field goal attempt. And we have a tie football game. So with 12:37 to go in the second quarter, tied up in Cleveland. Along with Reggie Rucker in Cleveland, tie ball game 3-3. We'll also be keeping our eyes on Miami and Pittsburgh. If Miami loses and New England wins, the Patriots are just a game out of first place. A little fighter this time. John Williams catching the football 5 yards deep in the end zone. He'll leave it there. The Patriots will take over 1st and 10 at their 20 when we come back.
Brought to you by Today's Chevrolet. See today's Chevy. Drive today's Chevy. Live today's Chevy. By Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. And by U.S. Postal Service. Discover stamp collecting. Discover the America you may never get to see.
Todd Donahoe along with Reggie Rucker. Cleveland Stadium. Tie ball game, 3-3 between the Patriots and the Browns, and the Patriots 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Eason is back. Chip Banks and Reggie Camp coming in to make the sack.
Camp, the Browns' best defensive end, is hurt on the play, but on your left side of the screen, watch number 56, Chip Banks, All-Pro 2 years in a row. All over Tony Eason along with Reggie Camp. There's the collision between Banks and Camp. Camp is hurt.
Well, he picked himself up and dusts himself off. He's still in the ball game. It'll be 2nd down, 17 yards to go. Registered by the Browns. And look out again. Reggie Camp again.
One of the problems with the one-back offense is that you do not have excellent pickup schemes. With only one back in the backfield, you have one less back to protect your quarterback and to pick up blitzes. Watch it now. There's the stunt inside by Pazzulli, number 72. Number 56, Banks on the outside. Camp, 96, makes the tackle. And the Browns are all over Tony Eason, and the crowd is going wild.
They love defense in Cleveland. Ron Meyer doesn't like what he sees. 2 sacks in a row. Draw to Tatupu. And Mosi gets to the 6 or 7-yard line.
Making the play along with Eddie Johnson. That's the problem with Tatupu. There was a lot of room to run on the outside that Tony Collins perhaps could have made something out of, but Tatupu does not have the great speed. Here it is. It's a draw play. They're trying to take advantage of the hard rush by the Browns. You can see running room to the outside, but Tatupu does not have the speed to get there.
It brings up 4th down and punting situation.
The Browns in this situation are going to try to block the kick. They've got all of their regular personnel
position. A 40-yard punt, a 14-yard return, and the Browns are in business at the 32-yard line. 3-3 the score here in Cleveland. First and 10, the Browns have the football and special teams there.
Special teams, the most critical part of the game as we go to New York for an update.
And here in Cleveland, Boyd Green goes left side for a couple of yards. Larry McGrew on the tackle.
The point I was trying to make before we broke, Todd, is that special teams is such an integral part of football. It allows the offensive team to start in good field position if you have an excellent kick runner. Now, Dwight Walker is that type of player, and the Browns have been missing him. Secondly, Sam Bertigliano wants to run the ball inside. He wants the short drop passing game, and he wants to reduce the length of the game so that he can win with his defense.
Second down, 9 yards to go for the Browns at the 31-yard line. Paul McDonald under pressure gets rid of the football. That's complete. Duriel Harris again.
I'd like to see this play once again because
It's being overruled.
Duriel Harris does a magical job along the sidelines there.
The receiver caught the ball after going out of bounds. The ruling is incomplete forward pass.
Okay, I think he is in bounds when he makes the catch, but they say he had already run out of bounds prior to the catch. To take a look at it, right there on your sidelines, you don't see it, but he did get his feet in time, but he had already stepped out of bounds prior to the catch, which makes him an ineligible receiver.
The back judge, Jimmy Rosser, making the call. Third down, 9 yards to go. The ball goes off the fingers of Walker, and he almost comes back to get it.
What are you going to do about that? The Browns have had several occasions to make big plays, and once again, as they did last week, they have dropped passes of Paul McDonald. Right here, plenty of room to run. Dwight Walker lets the ball go through his hands. Now watch, he makes an attempt. Right there, dives. Oh, no, I can't get it. Just falls incomplete.
So that'll bring on Matt Barr, who will attempt a 48-yard field goal. He's got it. Plenty of distance for Matt Barr, a 48-yard field goal. As the Browns take a 6-3 lead, we've got some pushing and shoving going on the field.
Matt Barr, who ran earlier in the season, has now gone on to become exactly what he is. A very accurate and imperturbable player in the clutch. We'll be back.
Stadium, the Browns lead it 6-3 over the Patriots. Other scores from around the NFL: Chicago leads New Orleans 6-0. Miami, Pittsburgh scoreless. Denver over Detroit 14-7. Dallas has come back to tie St. Louis. Kansas City leading the Jets 6-0. And Washington and Indianapolis 7-7. Minnesota leads Tampa Bay. And Buffalo looking for its first win of the season against Philadelphia, tied 7-7.
That Indianapolis came as a favorite of our producer Ron Kershaw. He loves that. He loves that running attack.
John Williams again wisely downs the kick of Steve Cox, 5 yards deep into the end zone. And we've got more pushing and shoving and flags on the play.
It's simply uncalled for what's going on now on the football field. Biner, number 44 of the Cleveland Browns, was involved in a meaningless pushing match that grew worse as the players began to hit each other. You cannot indulge yourself in that type of activity when you have a game that means as much as this one does to the team.
Face mask and throwing him to the ground. 10-yard penalty. Half the distance to the 20.
Excuse me, not Ernest Biner, but number 50. You can't see the goalpost is in the way there. Ernest Biner is the recipient of the unnecessary roughing or the penalty on New
Tatupu for 2 yards. Eddie Johnson coming in to make the tackle. Heath Baldwin also there.
Stanley Morgan, number 86, and Hanford Dixon, number 29, involved in some pushing and shoving. Dixon playing the bump and run style, head up on Stanley Morgan. It is frustrating the New England speedsters. They cannot implement the kind of game plan that they want to run because the Browns cornerbacks are playing the New England receivers very tightly.
Dixon is rooting on the crowd. You can see him right in the face. Tatupu, the ball carrier, for the 25. It'll be third down and 5 yards to go. Cousineau in on the tackle.
Intimidation going on all over the place. Here's Dixon running with Starring, and he pushes Starring in the face. And that type of thing right there can really frustrate a receiver, particularly if he is not getting the football.
Hanford Dixon, every time he comes back out, he cheers on the crowd, says, "Let's go, crowd. Let's get us up."
Dixon is having fun. Number 29, the lower part of your screen.
Right on Stanley Morgan, right in his face. Eason's got nowhere to throw. He'll run it. First down. And then the hook slide.
Tony Eason. What a brilliant young player Tony Eason is. Very mobile. He has what I call escapability. All receivers are covered. Now, here is the one valuable asset when done at the proper time can be a godsend. Watch Eason run for the first down, and that brings New England out of a big hole.
A 19-yard gain for Tony Eason. First and 10, ball at the 34. Tatupu and Tatupu can't get his hands on the football the second time because Eddie Johnson wouldn't let him.
In Cleveland, they called the defense the dog, and the dogs are barking right now. New England receivers are looking for Browns tacklers all over the field, and they are not concentrating on catching the football.
When you say they're barking at each other, they are literally barking. I mean, they do bark at each other out there.
They bark and they go roof, roof. And watch Johnson, 51, right in the middle of your screen. Hit Tatupu right in the back. You can't catch the football with that kind of hit.
I'd like to see the Redskins and the Browns get together. The Hogs against the Dogs. Second down, 10 yards to go. Complete. Derek Ramsey over the middle. Hanford Dixon on the coverage. But it will be a gain of about 7 yards, and it will be third and a long 3. Let's call it 4.
Now, the Patriots were moving the ball splendidly earlier on in the football game when they were utilizing Derek Ramsey on the short pattern. They've gone away from Ramsey because the Browns have blitzed and gotten a lot of pressure on Eason. If they want to continue to move the football, they will have to look for Ramsey.
Ramsey, 3 catches, 27 yards. Third down, 4 yards to go. Tatupu left side. He won't get the first down. Fumble. And there goes Hanford Dixon. Did they blow it dead? Yes, they did. He said his forward motion was stopped.
Well, Todd, I played for both of these football teams. I had some great years in New England, had great years here in Cleveland. But I think, and I'm not biased, I don't think in any sense of the word, but that's a poor call by the officials right now. That is a fumble, and that ball should have been in play.
Well, Mosi Tatupu, his knee never touched, his arm never touched. Apparently, the officials are saying that his forward motion was stopped.
Tatupu on the right side, number 30, gets hit right there. Ball is out of his grasp, and that is a fumble.
So a break for the Patriots. And we've got a flag down at around the 25-yard line. about 30 yards away from the play.
The 30-second clock has expired.
Delay a game, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Well, usually you don't see that flag 30 yards down the field.
Here's the play once again. Tatupu on the right side of your screen. Number 30. Plowing inside. Right there, 47. Brazil hits him, and the ball comes loose. I think it should have been an allowable play.
Well, if there was a whistle, it was a quick whistle. Dwight Walker, and he'll be down at the 29-yard line. Tim Golden on the tackle. A 38-yard punt, a 4-yard return. And the Browns will put the ball in play. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line when we come back.
That last call, Gene Boss, the referee here, is the finest official in the National Football League. He is the top-rated official in the business. He did the Super Bowl last year, so he was a good one to this one.
Well, if you're a Cleveland fan, you're saying we were robbed. If you're a New England Patriots fan, you're saying it was a good call. Whatever the case, 1st and 10, 30-yard line. Browns have the ball. Duriel Harris in motion. They give us to Boyce Green left side, and Boyce Green has got about 6 yards. Larry McGrew on the tackle.
Here's Boyce Green, who's been recovering from 2 bad ankles. Replacing the injured Mike Pruitt, gets outstanding blocking on the left side from Stracker, Deacon, and Robert Jackson.
And number 66, Ted Peterson, out there leading the way, too. So good line action from the Browns.
Can you believe a former Pittsburgh Steeler is wearing the orange and brown of the Cleveland Browns?
2nd down, 3 yards to go. Green again up the middle. 1st down, Browns. Miami leading Pittsburgh. That's one that we will keep our eyes on. Here in Cleveland and Kansas City, it leads the Jets 9-0. When we say we'll keep our eye on that game, of course, if Miami loses, New England wins. The Patriots are a game out of 1st place.
That's Ron Meyer standing next to the yard marker with the headset on.
And if the Steelers lose and Cleveland wins, the Browns are just a game out of 1st place. And for the 3rd time in a row, Boyce Green gets the call but goes nowhere. He is collared by Steve Nelson.
You get a chance to see the offensive strategy of Sam Rutigliano, particularly in this series. The progression expression of the Cleveland Browns. They have a 6-3 lead. They have a very tentative quarterback who's had a lot of sackings in the past. Now they want to control the football. They want to run tackle to tackle, reduce the time on the clock, and allow their defense to control the football game.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Ernest Miner now in the backfield, along with Boyce Green for the Browns. McDonald under pressure. He gets the ball off. Brian Brennan. Brian Brennan, broken hand and all.
And you people in New England will recognize number 86 playing with the cast on his right hand. He's Brian Brennan from Boston College. And don't get that confused with Boston University. Okay, so but number 86 played with the Heisman Trophy candidate from Boston College, Doug Flutie, comes up with an extraordinary play and a very big one right now. You see the cast on his right hand as he runs down the sideline. Big play for Brian Brennan.
Watch the pressure that McDonald had all around him.
Improvement from over a week. It doesn't take very long to recognize that you have to get rid of the football in this league.
A 34-yard pass from McDonald to Brennan. Boyce Green up the middle. He'll gain about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WVIT Channel 30, New Britain, Hartford, Waterbury, New Haven.
Todd Donahoe along with Reggie Rucker. 6-3, the Browns lead it. Here in Cleveland. Second down, 7 yards to go. McDonald looking for Duriel Harris. He's got it. Ray Claiborne on the coverage.
A tremendous throw by Paul McDonald. This pass cannot be described in any other fashion, Todd. I have not seen a quarterback in Cleveland throw any type of pattern like this. Top of your screen, number 84, Duriel Harris runs off Claiborne. Now he comes back. This is a 35-yard pattern to throw. I don't know what the total distance is, 24 yards, but you have to throw a pass like that about 35, 40 yards for a 24-yard gain.
And that's the 2-minute warning here in the first half. 2 minutes to play. And the Browns are driving. Cleveland leads at 6-3. What is the difference between Paul McDonald last week and this week?
The offensive plan that he has to work with. They recognize now that, hey, we've got a guy who has extraordinary talent throwing the football, but we have to protect him. That's Sam Rutigliano talking to him, and McDonald gets the Browns off to a 6-3 start and first down on the 8-yard line.
Fans last week is the hero so far this week.
Well, I did the ball game last week in Kansas City, and in 1 week, Paul McDonald has gone into a telephone booth, Todd, and came out Superman.
Took off his uniform from last week, says, burn this, baby. I'm coming out in a new one next Sunday. First and goal on the 8. That's Boyce Green. Green will lose a yard, maybe 2. And again, there's some pushing and shoving going on. Kenneth Sims protecting Boyce Green. I think Boyce wanted a piece of somebody down there, and big number 77 says, hey, come on, back on off.
That play made by John Blackman, number 55, one of the outstanding linebackers in that New England Patriots linebacking core. They really missed Clayton White, Todd, on injured reserve. Outstanding linebacker. Larry McGrew filling in for Weissoon.
And now timeout for Paul McDonald. Well, he let the clock tick about 30 seconds. 1:15 to go now in the first half before he decided to take the timeout. So 1:15 to go. Browns lead at 6-3, but they are driving. The Patriots 6-3. Other scores, Kansas City leading the Jets 9-3 in the second quarter. Washington has taken the lead over Indianapolis. And Buffalo looking for its first win of the season over Philadelphia. Second down, 10 yards to go for a touchdown for the Browns. NFL 84 coming up at halftime. Bob Costas, Ahmad Rashad, Pete Axel, who took Cleveland in the 2 points today. That's looking like a good pick. And we've got flags on the play.
False start, 82 offense.
And that just kills you. A false start down at the 10-yard line kills the Browns.
Not as devastating a penalty right now in this particular area of the field, Todd, because as you know, the closer you get in toward the goal line, the more difficult it is to throw the football. Actually now the Browns have 15 yards worth of real estate left along with 10 yards of end zone, so they can implement their entire offensive passing series from here.
Yeah, but I don't think Sam Rutigliano likes penalties down around the goal line. Here's Paul McDonald to Ozzie Newsome. A pickup. Only a couple of yards, though. Roland James right there, and now another flag, and some more pushing and shoving. You know, there is a revenge factor in this game. The Browns beat the Patriots 30-0 last year.
Good point, Todd, and I'm sure that the Patriots are remembering that.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness defense. Half the distance and a first down.
But on the other hand, you can take that too far, as happened here. You don't want to commit this type of penalty at this particular time in the ball game. This will give the Browns a first down, half the distance to the goal line, and there are players out there right now that are losing their composure.
1:08 to go, first half. Brown, first and goal from the 5.
And that's the kind of call I like to see officials make, just like that one that Gene Martin made. Not that whipping call that they make when they say, personal foul against this guy, personal foul against that guy, offsetting. Make the players respect your authority on the football field. Is the best tackling defensive back on the New England Patriots roster, and you're going to get a chance to see it right now. Boy, screen. Veers inside, back outside. Number 30. Here's Lippett, number 42. Head down, pitch it, perfect tackle. Gets Boyce Green in the backfield, drops him for a loss.
50 seconds to go in the first half. The Browns have taken their second timeout. They've got one left. Sam Ratigliano trying to figure out how can we get the ball in the end zone. We were down here once before. We couldn't punch it in. We're down here again, and we can't punch it in.
Well, in this area of the football field, I'm thinking one thing, Todd. I'm not thinking plays. I'm thinking players. So I want to go to Ozzie Newsome. I want to get the ball to number 82. The best tight end in the business as far as I'm concerned. He will make the clutch catch for you.
And again, you saw the guys working on that loose side down there, where the warning track normally is. When the Indians are playing baseball and the Browns play football, they put that side in there. It's only been there for a little bit. 50 seconds to go in the first half. 6-3. Cleveland leads it. And we're in Cleveland. 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Browns knocking at the door. Second down, 10 yards to go for a touchdown. They lead it 6-3. For the Browns to get into the end zone this year. 57 points is all Cleveland has scored. That's the lowest figure in the NFL. McDonald and Duriel Harris falls down in the end zone. It'll be third down and 10 yards to go.
Now the end zone area traditionally in Cleveland is very hard. The grass is cut very short, so that when you've had some moisture on the field, it's slick. I did not check Duriel Harris's cleats, but I'm sure that I can't be sure he's wearing the long cleats because he made a slipping move there that looked like he may have been wearing short cleats.
Third and 10. If the Browns want to score, they have to do it here. Or they'll bring in Matt Barr for the field goal. And nobody's there. And the crowd will boo Paul McDonald, who has done just about everything right today.
He was looking for Ozzie Newsome on the option. He was looking for Newsome on the option, and Ozzie decides to break outside. But watch Duriel Harris here gets jammed at the line of scrimmage and takes away any kind of option that McDonald might have. So you can see right there, it's not always McDonald's fault.
And Matt Barr comes in for another field goal attempt. This one from 27 yards out, and it's good. So, 3 Matt Barr field goals. As the Browns on top, 9-3 with 38 seconds to go in the first half. With Reggie Rucker, the Browns lead it 9-3, and Cleveland continues to have problems putting the ball in the end zone.
Well, both of these offensive teams are coached by former Raider assistants. Lou Herber for New England and Joe Scannella for Cleveland. They are both having the same kinds of problems.
Boy, Steve Cox has been putting the ball in the end zone consistently in this game. All John Williams can do is watch that ball bounce into the stands. And New England will put the ball in play at the 20-yard line with 38 seconds to go in the first half.
To expound just a bit on those offensive.
The ball thrown a little bit behind him on the hip pocket, but you still have to catch. You have to catch that football.
That's right.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball in the 38. Will New England try to put it into at least field goal position? They won't now. Bob Golick in on the tackle. So another sack for the Browns, third of the game.
Bob Golick could not make it as a linebacker for the New England England Patriots came here as a nose guard and has done an outstanding job for the Cleveland Browns.
Timeout on the field. 14 seconds to go in the first half now. Timeout called by New England.
Well, if I were in New England right now, 14 seconds left in the half. It's a 9-3 ball game. Cleveland up on top. There's no panic. I've got an entire half to play this ball game. Everything is up for grabs right now. Do not do anything that will hurt your chances of winning. That means throwing the ball unnecessarily.
Hey, the World Series opens Tuesday night here on NBC Sports with Vin Scully and Joe Garagiola bringing you the action. The pregame. Well, they did show the Pittsburgh-Miami score on the scoreboard, and it brought up a roar. Four-yard touchdown pass from Marino to Rose. That's Derek Ramsey again. He has been the #1 receiver for Tony Eason this afternoon. Clay Matthews on the tackle. Timeout again for New England. 6 seconds to go in the half. Well, can you get down one play and get into field goal position in 6 seconds?
With the kind of speed that New England can put on the field, if they utilize their 3 wide receiver set and run the alley-oop pass down either sideline, there's a chance for a miraculous play of some kind. Once again, the big offensive line of New England. Still, the Browns are getting pressured. You saw number 96, Camp, run by Eason. That's Derek Ramsey, number 88, big fellow from Kentucky, used to be a quarterback.
Boy, I hate to have to tackle that quarterback. He's a load to tackle.
They're the people that make life miserable for Tony Eason. Number 96, Camp, 78, Harrison, 79, Golick, and 94, Elvis Frank.
And then that group of linebackers. And it's 4th down. Now New England will bring in Luke Prestridge. So a timeout to decide to punt. 5 seconds to play. Why do you call timeout? Let the ball run out.
I might look for a trick play here, Doug.
Well, I don't know why you would call timeout with 6 seconds to play to punt the football. 32 is the now you risk the chance of block punt if that's the case. He will punt it. And it was almost blocked by Clay Matthews. And time has expired here in the first half. So that's the end of the first half. And the score, well, the Browns lead it 9-3. What can you say for the first half on this one, Reggie?
Well, it's a game that's been dominated by the transition defense of both teams. The linebackers on both clubs have played a very dominant role. There's been good pressure on the quarterback. The receivers have been dropping passes. The skilled people look a little bit tentative.
That's the end of the first half. The score is 9-3. Browns.